All right, hello and welcome to a session of FitEssentials. I'm Shauna. Here's our disclaimer. You're about to engage in intense physical activity. Proceed with caution. Do not attempt to perform any movements or activity that exceed your current physical capabilities. Participants with injuries, high blood pressure, chronic health conditions, recent chest pain, or that have been any other condition that may limit their ability to participate in this activity should consult their physician or healthcare provider before proceeding. All right, let's go ahead and come to your feet. All right, feet just underneath the hips. We're going to go 3 cycles of breathing here. So palms in front of the chest. We're going to breathe in and reach up as you breathe. Breathe and reach. About 4 seconds in, and then nice and relaxed. You relax the arms down and exhale to the side. Good job. 2 more cycles. Breathe in, stretch up, and exhale, relax. Fantastic. One last one. Breathe and stretch. Exhale, relax. Very good. Go ahead and let the arms be heavy at the side. Just get a little bit of movement in the hips and knees. And now we're going to just start with the arms swing at the sides. Welcome, Jean. Welcome, Sharon. Just nice and gentle here. Get some good blood flow going. Nice. Sharon's got her moon backdrop on. Walking on the moon today. Good. From here, we're going to hand on the hip, rotate to the side, reach out to the side, back and forth. It's amazing how fast the weather can change. We were outside a couple days ago, and now we had our first blizzard of the season last night. So have to take everything back inside for now. But it's calling for 60s again in a couple days. So maybe by Thursday, we'll be back outside. Good job.
Yeah, we're only going to have 64 today.
All right, that's a welcome break in Arizona. Woohoo! All right, everybody, we're going to move into some balance work next. So we're going to start with our sway. So stand up nice and tall, lifting up through the core, arms to the side or slightly up overhead. Lift up as you shift to the side, holding for 1 to 3 seconds, and then gently shift to the opposite side. Push that big toe down. Try to keep your shoulders stacked right over your hips so you're not trying to lean to the side. Just shift the weight from one foot to the other. Welcome, Laura. Very good. Nice. Go about 15 more seconds here. There we go. Shift and lift. Continue to lift and hold. A little more challenge, just close those eyes and shake it out. Very good. Let's go your left foot forward, right foot back. And we're going to start by taking your right hand to the left shoulder, pull that elbow down and in, and we're just going to gently engage that back glute as you shift the hips forward and rotate towards that front leg. Engage and twist. There you go. And about one more there. Go ahead and hold it for a moment. Kind of try to look over that left shoulder. And then relax and let's switch sides. Same thing, other side. Place your right foot forward, left foot back, left hand to that right shoulder. Pull that arm down and in, and now we're engaging the glute, shifting it forward and rotating towards that front leg. Inhale as you relax out of that twist, and then exhale as you turn into it. Couple more. And last one. Very good. Let's go ahead and hands on the hips. We're going to circle those hips around. Find any kinks in there, just nice and gentle. And then when you're ready, circle them the other way. Very nice. All right, we're going to go one more cycle of our sway, working on that balance. So stand up nice and tall, arms again out to the side, and shifting the weight. This will be our last one of this exercise. Feel free, if you want to challenge yourself a little bit more, you can close the eyes. makes it a lot harder. So make sure you're in good position if you are going to close the eyes. And 2 to 3 seconds each time, really pulling up through the midsection, practicing that balance. Very good. About 20 more seconds here. Nice. And last time. Good, and relax. Fantastic. All right, we're going to go back to that stagger stance position, just a little bit different variation this time. So 1 foot back. This time, if you're comfortable with it, interlace the hands, stretch them up to overhead. And now we're going to bend to the side. So I'm in like a stagger stance, bending to the side, straight up, down, good, and up. Kind of stretching the outer hip a little bit up into the abdomen. And you'll typically feel it wherever you have the tension there. Fantastic. Shake out those arms back and forth. Alternate which arm's on top. And then same thing other side. Opposite foot forward. Interlace, stretch up nice and tall. Keep those ribs down so you don't overarch the back. Engage the glute, and we did side bend, excuse me. Side bend to the side. Back to neutral, and bending towards that front foot. Good. Make sure that front foot, that heel's grounded so you're nice and steady there. Breathe in to lengthen, and exhale as you bend to the side. Fantastic. 1 more. Breathe in, and exhale. Fantastic. Go ahead and shake those arms out. All righty. Let's go ahead and get a little bit more blood flow going here. I'm going to start our circuit with some step jacks or jumping jacks. Go about 30 seconds on these. So either step to the side, or if you're going to jump, just nice and light on the feet. And there's a couple different variations of that step. So you can kind of step side to side, or just step 1 foot out. Okay, so there's not really a right and wrong. We're just looking to move our body here. All right, from there, let's move into our march. Stack those shoulders right over the hip. Lift one knee and the opposite arm. Down, relax, and switch. As you lift that knee, lift the foot and toes. Practice holding those hips nice and level. Good. Ooh, yep, continue to lift up, holding smooth. Give yourself a little bit of a smile. Enjoy and celebrate that you're here moving. All right, one more time, back to those step jacks or jumping jacks. Nice. If you want to give a break from the overhead position, you could do what we call the seal jacks. Shoulder blades back and down, opening horizontally. Fantastic. All right, and then going back to the march. This time we're going to go punch across the body. Reach as you lift that knee. Focus to keep those knees and hips square, reaching with the arms. Good. Keep standing tall, shoulders over the hips. Good, let's go another 10 seconds here. Reaching across. Very good. All right. Walk those feet so they're just about hip width apart, slight bend in those knees, arms over the chest, tall in the spine, bowing forward, sending the hips back, saying hello to the hamstrings, engage the glutes as you stand. Long spine here, really sending the hips back to the wall behind you and standing tall. Anywhere between 3 and 5. Over and up. Good job. Couple more. And stand. Last one. Bowing forward and all the way up. Fantastic. Next, we're going to go behind the back stretch. So interlace the hands behind you. You can grab onto a towel as needed. Try to extend those elbows back and lifting up. Opening the chest. If you want to add a forward fold here, you can walk your feet outside the hips, get a nice bend in the knees, have those feet solidly set, then you send the hips back, pull the arms up to overhead. Nice, ladies. Breathing, and then push through the legs, come all the way back up to standing. Fantastic. All right, if you have a chair or like a countertop anywhere that you can hold on to, even like a doorway, we're gonna start to wake up the legs for a little bit of squatting. So we're gonna start with a squat sit. You're gonna have your feet about hip width apart, slight toe out, hanging on to your doorway or whatnot, sitting those hips back, trying to bring the hips below the knees, but don't force anything, just as far as you're confident, keeping your heels nicely planted. Again, coming up by pushing through the feet. And when you're ready, work your way back down. Fantastic. Just on your own, up and down a few times. See if you can get just a little bit deeper each time, just encouraging the knees and hips and ankles to open, get some nice movement there. Nice. And last one, sinking back and stand. Very good. We're going to move into a quad stretch next. Ideally, we want to try to grab that foot. If you can't quite get the foot, repeat that stagger stance we did, opening through the hip. Otherwise, grab the foot, stand up nice and strong, feel free to balance, and then we're going to pull the heel towards the glute, holding for about 20 seconds here. Feel so much more quiet when you're inside, don't have the sounds of the birds and whatnot. So just remember, since we're on muted on your other end, you're always welcome to play your own music. Go ahead and relax that leg. And when you're ready, same thing other side, standing tall, grab that foot, pull the heel towards that glute, stretching out those quads. Very nice. Focus on your balance. And relax. Good job. All right, we're going to start to move into our first circuit. It's one that we did a couple weeks back. And it's a little bit longer intervals. We've been kind of progressing into this. So if you haven't been doing these sessions, I recommend working for 30 seconds instead of 45. But we're going to be doing a squat for 45 seconds. We'll rest for 15, and then we'll be doing a single arm row. Ideally supporting on a surface, having your weight here, elbow nice and high. Again, that will be 45 seconds as well. And I'll give you the 30-second mark as we move through if you want to work for a little bit less time. Just kind of listen to your body, see how you're feeling. You can either squat unassisted, or you're welcome to like sit down to a chair, controlling down and standing tall, either holding weight or unweighted. I'm going to take you through a total of 3 rounds. Anybody have questions? All right. If there are no questions, we'll go ahead and start with our first set of squats in 10 seconds. I'm going to do our first round unweighted, but if you want to go ahead and start with weights, you're more than welcome. So set your feet about hip width apart, slight toe out, and here we go. Sinking back, good control of the movement, drive through feet, stand tall. Nice, good control. Knees are pushing out so they don't dive in. And then pay attention to what's going on at my foot. We want our heels to be planted without lifting through the toes. So I like to focus on the heels and that big toe, because typically the rest of the toes will follow in suit. There's our 30-second mark. Very good. Chest as tall as you can. Staying smooth. Sinking back and up. Time for about one more. Down, 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 and rest. Very good. We're going to get ready for that single arm row, starting with the left arm. You can use weights or a band here. If you had a band, you could just put it underneath the foot. And 3, 2, 1. Here we go. Reach forward. Trying to pull that elbow up above the torso. Pulling the shoulder blade in towards the spine. Just nice, smooth breathing here. Keep that core engaged. And hips and shoulders stay level here. Sometimes we do a little bit of a rotation, but on this one today, we're keeping everything nice and level. That's our 30-second mark. Good job. Nice elbow position, Sharon. Looks great. And rest. Nice job. Go ahead and stand up, kind of give yourself a break from that position, and then we'll get ready for the opposite arm. All right, and 2, 1. Let's go ahead and switch over to that right arm. And I tend to kind of keep an eye on you all on the screen, but ideally for yourself, try to keep your head neutral, just looking like right between your hands, chin in. Pull that elbow straight up towards the ceiling. Yep. Good. And keeping that elbow in towards the side, so it's like almost like you're trying to pull that elbow in. That's better, Shirley. Good. That's our 30-second mark. There you go. And 2, 1, and relax. Good job. We're going to take 30 seconds in between sets, so a good time to grab a sip of water. Keep yourself hydrated. And that's set 1. We're going to be doing that twice more, so you can either do it just like we did, or if you want to add some weight for your squats, you can hold a little bit of weight. All right. So going back to those squats, I'm going to go here in 10. Had a little bit longer than 30 seconds, but that's all right. Chest nice and tall, feet about hip width apart. I like to hold the weight up at the chest. 2, 1, here we go. Keeping the heels planted, knees push out. Working on that depth, but not pushing through any areas of pain. Sometimes you'll have like some stiffness feeling, but ideally as you move, your body should feel better. It's like, the movement's kind of doing its job, getting some good endorphins going, helping the joints to just, let's see, I like to say like breaking away the calcium, getting everything moving. That's our 30-second mark. So feel free to rest at that point. Fantastic. And even if you're squatting to a bench, focus on that control of the movement, controlling it down, and then standing with confidence and rest. Nice work. Set 2 done. On the squats, moving into those rows. Go ahead and set your feet about hip width apart, support with that right hand, reaching forward, begin when you're ready. And I pull this weight right up and into my side. Parallel to the torso. Good job. And just imagine you're taking that shoulder blade, you're squeezing it into the spine, pulling it back, helping those shoulders to stay in good position. That's our 30-second mark. Continue to connect to your breath, breathing smooth as you move. And rest. Very good. Stand up, shake it out, and then we'll get ready for the right arm. We got a nice little sunspot here today. Good base of support. 2, 1, here we go. Elbow up, reach it forward. And just check in, make sure you don't have your knees locked out, so you just want to have a little bit of play, a little bit of bend in the knees. Same thing for the elbow on the hand that you're supporting. Nice little bit of a give in the elbow. Elbow high. That's our 30-second mark. Good work. Holding the head neutral, almost there, about 1 more rep. And 2, 1, and rest. Very good. 30 seconds rest, grab some water, and we'll get ready for set 3. Nice job, everybody. All right, 10 seconds. If you need a little bit longer rest, go ahead and give it to yourself. Otherwise, we're going to be back to those squats in 3, 2, 1. Here we go. Feet hip width apart, heels planted. And either just keep that same pace from earlier, or if you want to pick up the pace just a little bit, just continue to have good mechanics, smooth movements. Fantastic. Core strong, chest tall. Well done. That's 30 seconds. Almost there. And 45. Fantastic. Single arm rows next. Feet about hip width apart. Let's start on that left arm. 2, 1. Here we go. Elbow up. Reach forward. So in the bottom position, I allow that shoulder blade to come slightly forward, and then I retract it back and in. So keep that movement. Coordinate the breathing. Nice job, everybody. That's 30 seconds. If you want to rest there. Five seconds to go. And 2, 1, and rest. Fantastic. Shake it out. We'll get ready for that last time on the right arm. All right, going in 5. Core engaged, slight bend in those knees. And here we go. Elbow up and in. Good job. Continue to keep those shoulders down, not letting the shoulders shrug into the ear. Lower part of that shoulder blade is where I imagine trying to squeeze it into my spine, right into the center of the body. There's 30 seconds. Couple more, elbow up and in. And 2, 1, and rest. Nice job. Let's take a good rest here. We're gonna get some stretching in before our next piece. All right. You can either stand or take a seat. Ooh. Let's shake down just a bit. There we go. That's better. All right. Sitting nice and tall. Let's go ahead and do a couple stretches for the neck. So sit tall out of the spine or stand tall. You're going to go chin towards the chest and just very gently, we're going to give it just a little bit of overpressure. Feel it's like a gentle stretch in the back of the neck. Again, it's like fingertip stretch here. And then you're going to sit or stand. Take your hands, cross them over your collarbones. And then you're just going to give a gentle downward tissue pull, like you're kind of pulling the skin down as you gently look up. We're going to do 2 more cycles of that. So chin towards the chest, gentle overpressure, just kind of saying hello to the little muscles in the back of the neck. And then palms, hands over the chest, downward pull, looking up. Nice deep breath. And 1 more cycle there, everybody. Chin in, looking down. Couple breaths there. And then downward tissue pull, gently look up. Very good. And then we're going to also just do a little rotational as well. So we're going to look over the shoulder, take 2 fingers up on the cheekbone, so not on your jaw, but right on the cheekbone, and just encourage a little bit of rotation. Looking over the one shoulder, hang out there for 2 to 3 breaths. And then we'll do the same thing other side. Peer across the other shoulder, fingers on the cheeks. And relax there. Back to your first side. And as you're doing this, the side that you're turning away from, think about pulling that arm back and down. Relax and switch. Again, this arm I'm going to kind of try to traction it back and down as I look over the opposite shoulder. And breathe. Good. And then last one. Instead of just like a direct lateral flexion, we're going to go sit or stand tall. Pull that chin in like you're trying to make like a double or a triple chin. And then I'm going to reach my hand. I'm going to bring my chin towards the opposite collarbone. And I'm just going to gently pull down here. If you are seated, you can traction that hand by sitting under that palm, pulling this guy down, and then you'll just feel it along the traps in the back. All those muscles kind of come up and they attach into the back of the neck. It's where we hold a lot of our stress. And relax there. Good job. Same thing other side. We're just going to do this one time. Palm up if you can. Pulling the shoulder blade back and down. Chin in and then rotate slightly as you're bringing the chin towards your opposite collarbone. Hand gives a gentle overpressure. And relax. Nice job. Let's just gently kind of roll the head around, chin towards the chest. Yeah, let's go like 2 times each direction. Very good. And switch directions when you're ready. Ah, nice work. All right, and then I want to just kind of wake up the wrist a little bit. We're going to be going back to some plank work. You can do this elevated or down on the floor. There's the option of adding some plank shoulder taps to the movement. Just kind of waking up the wrist, stretching out those forearms. So once you've rotated them around, we're going to bring one elbow into the side. Take your all 4 fingers, pull them back, and then we're going to extend the elbow out, extend the wrist. Elbow into the side. Again, pull those fingers back, extending and extending through the wrist, and then extend through the elbow. Looking to just get a nice stretch in the forearms. When our forearms get tight, it impacts the movement at the wrist. So we want to keep our forearms lengthened. My words are escaping me today. And shake that side out. Same thing other side. Elbow into the side, pull those fingers back, extend out. Twice more. In, extend, extend again. Last one. Fantastic. Shake that out. All right. So we're going to be doing some glute activation as well as some core work and upper body work. So we have our 45 seconds, upwards of 45 seconds with 15 seconds to cycle. The first one, you can support up on the chair, holding a plank. You can also do this against a couch, a countertop, what have you. If you feel confident here, you can switch your weight and bring the hand towards the opposite shoulder. Okay, I'll show it down on the floor, what it looks like as well. So we're here, we shift the weight, look to touch the opposite shoulder. If you don't quite feel ready to touch, you can just kind of shift and gently lift side to side, just kind of practicing that balance of the upper body. Very similar to what we did in the warm-up when we were swaying with the lower body, all right? From there, if you have somewhere that you can sit down or lie on your back, we're going to be doing some glute bridges after the planks. If you don't have a spot that you can lie down, then I recommend some good mornings where you're going to be crossing the hands over the chest or behind the head, bowing forward, and then engage those glutes as you stand. They'll be here and up, okay? I am going to be demoing down on the floor. And we're going to do glute bridges the first set. And then I'll show you how to elevate the feet if you choose to for some elevated bridges on the second set. And it's going to be pretty quick transitions, just 15 seconds in between. So if you just move at your own pace, whatever works best for you. Questions before we begin? All right, we'll go in 15. I'm going to do the first round elevated for the plank. And I'll try to give you every 15 seconds. 2, 1, here we go. Holding nice and strong, don't let those hips rock. And you can shift side to side or just hold straight on with 2 hands. Lifting through the shoulder blades, that's our first 15 seconds. Pulling the belly in so you hold strong through the midsection and spine. That's our 30-second mark. Continue to pay attention to those elbows, especially if you're supporting on the one hand momentarily. Keep a little bit of bend in the elbow. 2, 1, and rest. That's 45 seconds. If you're able to lie down, go ahead and make your way to the floor. Or like I said, good mornings will be your sub. Bowing forward, standing tall. Otherwise, on the floor or on a couch, try to bend the knees. And then whenever you're ready, we're going to start to push the hips up and forward. Only coming as high as you're confident. We kind of wake it up over these 3 rounds here. Good job. There's 15 seconds. And we're not worried about speed on this, just good movement of control. Even if you're doing that standing option, fire those glutes as you stand, bowing forward. Good, Laura. Good, we're just over 30 seconds, almost to 45. Waking up the glutes. And 2, 1, and rest. Very good. Making your way back towards the planks. So place those hands right underneath the shoulders. 2, 1, and here we go. Whenever you're ready, you can be on your toes on the floor or the knees. It's all right to do a hybrid version as well, where maybe you start on the toes and then go to the knees. We're just avoiding this arch position. And not allowing your body to sink into the shoulders. We're 20 seconds into this rotation, or interval, I guess would be the better word. Nice. There's 30 seconds. Breathing. 2, 1, and that's 45. Nice job. Middle of this circuit. So you can either stay with those glute bridges or you can elevate your feet up onto a bench and move into what we call a hamstring curl. Or stick with those standing good mornings. Whenever you're ready, the hamstring curl looks like this, up and down. And we got pretty quick rotations here today, so be patient with yourself. Our focus here is to wake up the back side of the body. So whether it's the good mornings, saying hello to the hamstrings, firing the glutes, or down the floor with the bridges or these hamstring curls. Good job. That's 30 seconds done. Breathe and lift. And 3, 2, 1. That's the end of 2. Nice job. One more time on that front plank. All right. Final time in position for the plank. And 2, 1. Here we go. Either holding straight on or shoulder taps. However you're holding, starfish those hands. Nice wide handprint. Spread the fingers. And grip those fingers down just like you do the toes on the squats and whatnot. That's 15 seconds. That helps you to not dump into those wrists, but activating those little muscles that you have in your hand. There's our 30-second mark. Nice job, everybody. Holding square, holding smooth. And 2, 1, that's our 45. Fantastic. Last one on the glutes. And I'll go ahead and show that hamstring, or not the hamstring, but the good morning. So feel free, those of you that have been down on the floor, go back to that position. And 2, 1, here we go on the good mornings. Bowing forward, squeeze the glutes. Good job. Long spine, over and up. Nice and controlled as you bow, slight bend in the knees. That's our first 15. Those of you down on the floor, squeeze the glutes, push them up and in, avoiding any kind of pinch in the back. Good, and 30 seconds done. Almost there. Hips back, long spine, smooth the stand, and rest. Nice job. Those of you that may be on your backs, feel free to stay down there or make your way to seated. We're going to do a little bit of some spinal twists, kind of loosen up the back. And we'll stretch the upper body a little bit before our final circuit. So if you're on your back, you're going to just kind of bring your knees side to side. If you're here seated, hand to the opposite thigh. If you want to cross that leg over to go a little bit deeper, you can. And then we're going to use the arm, circle those elbows back and in, get a nice gentle twist through the spine here. We'll go about 10 times, circling the elbow back. Good job, and then switch sides when you're ready. Again, lengthen through your spine, peering over the shoulder, hand to the arm, and pivot back. Those of you on your back, once you've gone like knees side to side, you can also hug both legs into the chest. And relax there. Good job. We're going to go glute stretch next. So we're going to pull the knee towards the same side shoulder and then just gently kind of bring it across the body. If you're seated, I like to hook the foot on the opposite knee as able, and then use that leg to help guide the foot across. Get a nice stretch in the glute here. Very good. And relax and switch sides. Again, pull the knee towards the same side shoulder, then bring it across the body. You can use the foot. Sit tall and breathe. Wake everything up. Good, and relax. Last one we're going to do here for the lower body will be our figure 4. So we're going to work the foot towards the opposite thigh. Sit tall or hug that leg in on the floor. And be patient with your stretches. We just want to gently stretch, encouraging the body through full range of motion, keeping our hips and joints open without stretching into any kind of pain. Fantastic. Go ahead and switch sides. Same thing, other side. Sit tall, bow forward. Breathe. And relax. Fantastic. Go ahead and place your feet just a little bit wider. Slide the hands down the legs and just bow forward for a second. Stretching out the back. And go ahead and make your way up. All right, grab some water. We're going to stretch out the upper body just a hair more, and then we're going to move into our final circuit. We have some overhead work as well as some marching. We've got a Tabata interval, it's called, which simply means 20 seconds of work with 10 seconds of rest in between exercises. So grab some water, and then we're gonna open up that upper body before we do that overhead work. All right. If you have a wall you can go to, we're gonna stand right next to the wall. I've got my hand right about shoulder height, and I'm gonna start to walk my fingers up the wall, like you're trying to trace the clock, and you're walking your hand right towards 12 o'clock. Once you get right about 12 o'clock, start to walk your fingers back behind you, whether you get to 1 o'clock and feel an opening or 2 o'clock. And then if you feel confident there, ribs are down, you can step your inside leg forward, kind of stagger the feet slightly, and then turn away. Get a nice opening in the front of that shoulder. Breathe. Good job. Go ahead and walk the hands back down, back to neutral, and then we'll turn it around. Let's do the same thing on that other side. Once again, starting kind of standing next to the wall, my fingers are right about shoulder height, and then I'm going to slowly start to walk the hands up the wall, or the ceiling in my case here. Once you get to about 12 o'clock, gently start to walk the fingers back behind. Guess this time I'm moving towards like 11 o'clock. Inside leg gently steps forward. Keep that core strong, and then turn away from the wall. Nice deep breaths. Fantastic. And walk it back down, back to neutral. All right, and then last one, we're gonna go tricep stretches. So stand solid in your legs, reach the arms straight up in the air, chin in, ribs down, bend that elbow. If you can hold that posture, reach up, grab the elbow, and we'll add the side bends, bending away from the side you're stretching. Inhale as you lengthen, exhale as you stretch. Breathing in and relax. Good job, couple more. In and down. Fantastic. Shake those arms out. Take note, I just stretched the left, so if you are mirroring me, it may have been your right. And let's circle those arms, opening through the chest. Fantastic. And then when you're ready, we're going to go to that opposite side. So opposite side reaches up, bend, chin in, grab that elbow, and bend it away from that side. Inhale to lengthen, exhale to stretch. Lengthening through the spine. Couple more. And last one. Beautiful. All right, everybody. So I'm going to take you through a total of 5 sets. We're going to be doing a single arm overhead press. Feet are about hip width apart. You can do a strict press, or you can add a little dip and drive. We'll be working for 20, resting for 10. In between arms, we're going to do our march. So you can do it unweighted. You can march in place. If you want more intensity, you can jog or like skip in place. Or you can do a weighted march where you take your weight right in front of the chest and march here. Okay. After 20 seconds of our march, we'll have 10 seconds again, and then we'll go overhead press on your opposite arm. Upwards of 20 seconds there. And then either take that next 30 seconds off or return to your marching for 20 or running high knees. Okay, so it's basically 2 exercises alternating back and forth. And like I said, we'll have just 10 seconds in between exercises. You're always welcome to ramp it up by working during the rest, or give yourself more of a break by working every other round. So I'm going to take you through 5, which means you could do runs 1, 3, and 5 with a 2-minute rest in between rounds. Any questions on that? All right, if there are no questions, let's go ahead and, if you want to use a weight, pick the weight you're going to start with, and we'll start here in 5. Actually 10. And 3, 2, 1, here we go. Either strict press or add a little dip of the legs. I'm gonna start nice and strict. Meaning no lower body. Elbow comes forward as you come down. Push straight up to overhead. And even though we're just using this upper body, fire the glutes. And 10 seconds rest. Good job. Getting ready for our march. And 2, 1, here we go. Knees high, weighted or unweighted. You can do stationary or move around your space. Fairly short intervals today, but fairly short rest also. Good job. Shoulders stacked over those hips, and there's our 20 seconds. Good. Go ahead and rest. If you need to switch up the weights, we'll get ready for that opposite arm. 2, 1, and here we go. Core engaged. Try to push that weight or just reach your hand right up to over your head. Elevating the shoulder on this one. Elbow comes forward on the down, elevating up. 2, 1, and transition. Good job. Getting ready for the end of round 1, 2, 1, and here's our march. You can hold one weight here. You can hold 2 weights, 1 in each hand. Up at the shoulders or even down at your sides, whatever makes the most sense for your weight. Continue to hold yourself nice and tall. 2, 1, and rest. Very good. That's the end of set 1. We'll be going back to our left arm or whichever one you started on. Feel free if you want to take this round off and join us in 2 minutes. Here we go. Start of round 2. Nice work. Those of you that are marching, make sure you stay fairly close to your weights. I saw Sharon got a little bit far away there on the transition. 2, 1, and rotate. Good. And here's our march. And remember, you can do running high knees, skipping. That typically will get your heart rate a little bit higher. So all depends upon what you're going for here today. That's the beauty of fitness. You can ramp it up and ramp it down to meet your needs and rest. Good job. Going back to the opposite arm. You're mirroring me, I'm on the right. 2, 1, and begin. Core strong, push high. Elbow forward. Fantastic. And rest. Nice job. Second march of set 2. And begin. All right, I like the overhead hold. That'll really challenge the shoulders today. Nice, Jean. If you're doing an overhead hold, make sure those ribs are down. Holding everything nice and neutral. 2, 1, and rest. All right, everybody, that's the end of set 2. If you're jumping in for set 3 again, we're getting ready in 5. And 2, 1, and begin. So you can stick with this strict press, or if the arms start to get a little bit tired, you can add the legs to help give a little assist into what we call a push press. You sit back into the heels, give a little dip and drive to overhead. Good, Shirley. Nice job. And transition. Getting ready for the march. March 1 of set 3. Here we go. Knees high. Shoulders over the hips. As you lift those knees, lift the foot and toes. Continue to breathe. And rest. Good job. Opposite arm. Bring those feet in, toes pointing straight ahead. And here we go. Either no dip or add a little bit of legs. Sink into the heels, push up to overhead. And when we're doing single arm work here, I like to kind of hold the hand on the ribs, make sure I'm not arching on the way up, and rotate. Fantastic. This is the end of set 3 already. 2, 1. Here we go. Pay attention to keep the hips square, everything level and strong. Five seconds. And that's 3 rounds done. If you're going every other round, this would be your next rest break. Second to last time on this left arm. And begin. Push high, elbow forward. Nice smooth elevation. Good job. Still fire in the core, fire in the glutes. Keep using that lower body for support. And rotate. Good job. Middle of set 4. Whenever you're ready, moving smooth, knees up. Don't let yourself start to fall forward, so pull tall. Use the back, use the muscles of the back, fire the glutes. Working on that posture. 2, 1, and rest. Good job, making your way to the right arm. Second to last time on this side. Here we go. Good job. Elevate, push. Nice, Diane. Continue to breathe. And rotate. Awesome. End of set 4. Whenever you get into position, go ahead and go into your march. Moving strong. Almost there, and we'll start set 5. And rest. All right, everybody, 1 round left. If everybody's still feeling good, join us for this last round. And here we go. Final push to overhead on that left arm. Good job. Fire the glutes. Fire the core. Bracing. And rest. Excellent job. That's the last time on that left arm. 2, 1. Second to last march. Still paying attention to your posture. Chest tall, shoulders over the hips. Two, 1, and rotate. Final time on the right arm. Toes pointing straight ahead, and whenever you're ready. Good. Nice, Jean. Pushing straight up to overhead. There you go, Sharon. Looks fantastic. And final rotation. Whenever you get your weight, if you're marching with weight, you can begin. And we'll work it all the way through here. I'm going to take you through 30 seconds on this last bit. It's a little bit longer into the finish. Good. There's halfway, 15 seconds left. Continue to focus. And all done. Fantastic, everyone. Nice job. Virtual high fives. All right, grab some water. We'll do some cool down stretches. Nice work. Let's go ahead and revisit that behind the back stretch. So we'll open up that chest once more. Slight bend in those knees, interlace the hands. Extend everything open. And with those ribs down. Staying here or get strong in those legs. Send the hips back and bow forward. Rotating side to side. Open it all up. Good job. If you're bowing forward, come on back to the top. Walk those feet back in, hands on the thighs, chin towards your chest. We call this our Jefferson curl. Just nice and slow. You're going to round forward, keeping the core engaged. It's kind of like a standing cat-cow a little bit, waking up the different parts of the spine. I guess it should be awake by now, but, you know, saying hello again, asking for all the work. Thank you for all the work it did today. Breathe deep in that bottom position. Breathe into the area where you feel the tension in your back. And then gently making your way back up. Tucking your hips under. All the way to standing. Very good. And then we're going to repeat that quad stretch that we did earlier in the hour. So standing tall, lifting up out of the hip. Grab that foot. Pull the heel towards the glute. Fantastic. Let's hold this for about another 10 seconds. If you need to rest sooner, by all means. And relax there. Same thing other side. Support through the hip, grab the foot and hold. And relax. Very nice. And we're going to do the last one. We're going to repeat the wall stretch. So one more time, opening through the chest and shoulders. Walking the hand up the wall. And then walking it back behind you. Step that inside leg forward and turn away, opening through the chest. Good time, just relax the eyes. Feel the body opening. One more breath here. And then we'll relax and switch sides. Walking the hand up. Walking the hand back. Inside leg steps forward. Just pay attention to the back position. Keep the ribs down so you're not arching. And turning away. Very good. And shake it out. Fantastic. And then let's just circle those hips once more. Now loosen it back up as that cool down finishes. Really appreciate everybody coming today. Always fun to see your smiling faces. Bring some sunshine to the snow. Hope you all feel better after you move your bodies as well. Stay hydrated, eat your vegetables, and have some fun today.